Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Rockin' with Cam. Today joining me, we have Kaileb, my co-host, and Jarvis. What's up, Jarvis? Talk to us.
What's up, man? How you
How's
doing?
life going, man?
Blessed and highly favored, man. Just staying busy, bro, and just when I got the call to come do this, man, you know, I had to make some time to come down. So I appreciate you having me on.
We just want to say thank you again for being on the podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about your life, Jarvis? Where you from? What you grew up doing?
I mean, honestly, bro, it's kind of vanilla and basic, to be honest with you. I grew up small town from Connecticut, small town Suffield, played sports my whole life. My dad, crazy dude, man, like had me in martial arts since I could walk. You know, martial arts has kind of been my thing. How you doing? Sorry. No, you're good. Martial arts kind of was my thing my whole life. Started that when I was 5 years old. And then honestly, as I got older, transitioned into football, 13, 14 years old. And then, you know, that we could get into that later. But honestly, bro, I was just normal kid, kind of goofy, skinny, but karate was kind of like the foundation of like everything in my life.
Traditional karate is where you started?
Yeah. So Kempo karate. So, you know, the fight fan. So like you're a fight, you watch the UFC. So guys like Stevie Wonderboy Thompson or like Michael Page or like Raymond Daniels, guys like that. Those guys were point fighters. So I was a point fighter my whole life. So still fight. So
did you say Suffield? Did you mention Suffield?
yeah, I said Suffield.
Okay, because when I first met Jarvis, I was like, "There's no way this dude's from Suffield, Connecticut."
Yeah, Suffield.
Because like your whole aura and your swag was the opposite of
Sounds like a Pittsburgh kid.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jarvis might be from Stratford, things like that.
I don't know if that's like a. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. No, like
I'm saying it's a good thing in a sense of like, because when I think of Connecticut, right, you have the southern part of Connecticut where we are, Fairfield County, and then you got New Haven County, and then you got Hartford, then Suffield. You feel what I'm saying? So I think it's a good thing because when I first met you, you gave me the vibe of you can be from anywhere. I thought you were from LA when I first met you.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, that kind of changed with me. So like Suffield, it's like, bro, you know how it is. Like when you grow up in a suburb town, it's like, you know, not one of many that look like me. But that changed for me when I got to Penn State. And I got dropped with a bunch of different personalities. Yeah. Right. And I just saw so many. It's a different side of life, bro. Like up until I was 17, all I knew was that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got dudes from Maryland, dudes from Florida, dudes from Pennsylvania, people from New York, the city, Texas. So it's like, you know, getting dropped in with a bunch of people from different spaces kind of makes you, it just changes you a little bit.
Was that during college?
Yeah. So like my freshman year of college, you know, at that point I was 17. So up in there, like up until then, like all I knew was Suffield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different culture shock, but you know.
Let's track back a little bit. You said that you did martial arts ever since you were 5 to the age of 13.
Yeah.
What made the switch from martial arts to football? Because I know with the martial arts background, there's so many different avenues that you could go into, especially like now how huge the sports has grown. So what made you do that transition?
Honestly, bro, so like fighting was really all I ever did. Like fighting was like the number one thing in my life. So, you know, I took it very serious. Like I was traveling a lot. You know, I've gone to Ireland, you know, fight internationally. Like I was really taking it serious and doing my thing. And it got to a point like in high school, right? I played baseball up until that point, but then I stopped playing baseball. And I was like, or something was in me. I was like, I kind of want to play football. I played like 2 years of like middle school ball, like 6th, 7th grade, 7th, 8th grade. But then like, you know, I was just athletic. I didn't really take it serious. And then one day I was like, you know, I want to go to school for free. And, you know, because at that point, like, you know, karate isn't going to give me a full scholarship.
No, it's not.
You know, at that
Which
point,
sucks, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I'll touch about that later.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. And, you know, my sister was going to school. She was doing her thing. And I was like, well, shit. I mean, my grade, I ain't no 4.0. So I was like, you know, I want to do something where I could, you know, take care of myself and go to school for free. So, bro, I swear to God, bro, me and my dad created this plan. We had this book, like, how to go D1. And it's like, we kind of just were doing our research on our own. Like, I was going to camps.
This is at what age? 13?
15. And at this point, right, my high school team was like 1-9 for 20 years.
It's Suffield, bro.
Like my town is was never a hotbed for talent or football talent. You know what I'm saying? The last time they were good was like 04. So it's like, you know, I kind of just did that, and that kind of transition to that. So then once I started becoming good at football, karate had to kind of take a back seat. because I had to, put my focus on football. So that's kind of where the transition came.
And you see his size though? Like that's the thing. Pause. But like you see this dude is how tall are you, Jarv?
Like 6'2.5", 6'3".
And you were 6'2.5" in high school.
Yeah.
That is insane.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
6'2.5" in high school probably.
But you weren't the same mass. You did say you were
I was
skinny, right?
I was like
So you
190.
put on like I'm pretty sure when you got to college
But
they
even
got you
now,
right.
like this is my body type now is not how it was in college. I was not as strong. I was big, but just not as big as I am now. But I was like 200 pounds when I first got to college.
Okay. What about martial arts helped you on the field for football? If there was anything that did.
Just not being scared to get hit or hitting people. Like, like I asked you when we first got here, like how you like getting punched in the face. Like I'm getting punched and kicked in the face since
you're okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So it's like once you get past that fear of, because most people when they do combat things, like they don't want to get hit.
Tense up, yeah.
But when you embrace it and it's part of what you do, then doing something else physical is nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whether that's like hockey players or like rugby, like those dudes can transition. They're physical people. So that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
So fighting is the same thing. I, been punched and kicked in my face my whole life. So playing football was like, okay, learn how to tackle.
The martial arts fan part of me wants to know what are some of the craziest like finishes that you had during your career as a karate fighter? If you ever had any?
Finishes, I mean, honestly, bro, like when I was a kid, I used to fuck a lot of kids up. Like when I was like a kid, because I was just kind of bigger and like I was really good when I was real young. But I can't really give you any things that's like memorable that like I've ever, because like I stopped competing when I was like 16.
Yeah.
So, from 16 till I'm 26 now, like I've competed sparingly. So it's like my gap. I've missed a lot.
I've seen you knock somebody out. He sent me a video of he knocking somebody out. Was it last year at a gym or something like that?
This is years ago.
Like,
this is years ago.
Like he's like
can I know
that.
the story?
He's like that.
Yeah, I'll show you after. I'll show. But this is years ago.
Okay.
But like that's training. If you're talking about like in a tournament,
I agree. What you do in training does not count. Like, and I say this every single time. What is done in this, the training room, does not equate to what you actually do in competition under
when
the
the lights are on and it's totally different. It's
the intensity is huge.
It's very different.
I will say that was one of the biggest things that I learned my first time competing for jiu-jitsu was like. I trained a lot. I trained every day for like 3 months. I competed 3 months after starting, right? And then I thought that my body was used to competing at a high pace, but under the lights in front of someone you don't know, your body does something that you can't replicate inside the training room.
And that's why like I give credit to like not even just martial artists, but just like high performers. Like I don't think people realize how hard it is. Bro, there's some people, like just like we all know, they're great in practice. But like when you put them in a game, it's different for a lot of people. So the people who are able to just do that and transition and honestly turn it up a notch when the lights are on, like, it's a very hard skill to really develop. And some people, it's hard for some people. And then you get those guys who they excel at it. Like they like those moments, those pressure moments, or like those, thrive in those moments.
I will be one of those.
And it's hard.
100%. It is hard.
For sure, and it's hard, and it's scary at times. You know what I'm saying? But that's why like I have a great appreciation for like high achievers.
Yeah.
Because the work you put in, the training. Because there's some people who are training gurus. Like they look great in the dojo. They look great training, but like when you put them out there, it's hard to do it. The nerves, the lights, the people. It's different.
Would you say, right? Did your dad instill some sort of mentality in you that makes you fearless and not scared of these challenges or not scared of the lights?
Yeah, bro. My dad's the big reason for a lot, especially in martial arts and just my mentality in general. Just my dad just kind of had this like fuck it mentality. You know what I'm saying? Don't make things bigger than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Minimizing certain things, going out there and really just doing your best. You know what I'm saying? We as humans kind of overthink a lot of things and put things in thoughts. And when honestly, we just step back, take a deep breath. Man, I've done this 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Why am I nervous now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, you prepare for the test, you're prepared. You know what I'm saying? Then we get to the test and you're prepared.
What did Usain Bolt say? I trained 4 years for 12 seconds.
For 12 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So it's like the preparation. That's honestly what it was. My dad was like, you kill all doubt with preparation.
Yeah.
So overwork myself or just knowing the work that you put in. So when I get to those moments or whatever, whenever it was like I wasn't really that nervous because I already knew the work I put in. But my dad for sure just instilling that my mentality. Just be like, bro, fuck it, just do it. Go out there and do your thing.
Okay, this next question is for the fans out there, right? You mentioned you and your dad came up, well, not came up, but you researched how to go D1.
Yeah.
What are some of the main points that you would give to anybody out there that wants to go D1?
Well, shit.
In anything.
I'll tell you what, I had this conversation with someone else like last week. The game is different. Like these kids, like NIL, like this a whole different game now than when I came out, bro. It was like you go to a rivals camp, you get your star rating, you get rated in your state, you got good film, and it's just kind of like you play the game from there. Like, you know, this coach going to this camp, that. Now it's like, bro, I don't even know. Like, NIL has changed the landscape of college football and recruiting so much. And now the transfer portal, that's another thing too.
Yeah.
So now these kids are seniors. Like a guy like me, bro, I was raw and underdeveloped out of high school. So it's like, you know, when I got my scholarship or when I was playing college football, I had a lot of development to do because I only played, 3 years of high school football and 2 years before that. Some dudes been playing since they were 5, just like I've done karate since I was 5. So the experience is, so when I got to school, I was very inexperienced, but just raw. Yeah. So guys like me now, I don't know if they would even give me a scholarship because they want guys that can come in and play
from the transfer portal.
Yeah, right now. So it's
that
like
makes sense.
The game is very different. Like I was a kid that I had to come in redshirt. Well, now, bro, college football, the game is about winning now. They don't care. Like my coach told me, like, you know, what have you done for me lately? It's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So getting recruited now, honestly, is way harder.
Yeah.
You could be a Division I recruit. No, like we can know that you're supposed to be a Division I athlete, do all the things right, and still not get a scholarship because the numbers aren't right. They're taking the kids from the transfer portal, or you know, this person got a medical red shirt, he's coming back for another year. So the dynamic is just very different.
Yeah.
But I would just say exposure and marketing. Like this is the best thing you can do.
I think that the transfer portal, what you were saying, is the craziest part. Like outside of the money, because even schools like UConn, they're not even picking up freshmen, etc., like incoming freshmen. They're gonna go to Idaho State. Let me go pick up that senior and that junior. Does that make sense? So it's like if you're an incoming freshman, 9 times out of 10 coaches don't care about you because they have to develop you.
They could do anything. It's like, why would I go get a 17-year-old from wherever, you know, that still has to prove himself when I know I can go to this school and get a senior who can come in and play right now. I'm gonna go do that, dude. I'm gonna go get that guy who come play right now.
Yeah, because like, I'm a coach and my job is
to win
a 4-year window.
You know what I'm saying? Just like before, when you transferred, if you're a Division I transfer, you had to go down a level for a year before you could go back to Division I.
Like JUCO.
Just like JUCO.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
So because they wouldn't let you now, it's free game. You can transfer anywhere you want to. Just like these coaches can leave. So honestly, I agree. Because these coaches can leave anytime they want.
And go wherever they want.
Yeah. And so I think the players should have the same access.
The basis of my original question was not so much on what it takes to get there, but also like what should they do? Some of the training, because that's one of the things that I am super duper into, especially lately, like starting martial arts now. Like you were saying, some kids been doing this since they were 5, bro.
Yeah.
And me joining late, what are some things that I could do from your playbook on how to go D1 that I could implement in just my everyday lifestyle? Pretty much like a mindset, mentality, how you approach things. And
I would say, like, you gotta start living like a pro early. Like eating, sleeping, hydration, taking care of your body, putting the right things in your body, making sure you're not putting the wrong things in your body. You know what I'm saying? So like in high school, bro, like I was just looking back, I was just super disciplined. Just like my dad had me, like before I could go out with my friends on like a Friday, like if I didn't work out, I couldn't go out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like
priorities.
Priorities, bro. Just like in high school, I'm working out 2 times a day. You know what I'm saying? In high school, you know, as a 16, 17-year-old, because shit, bro, Penn State, the league right around the corner, and this is what these guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the best advice I got while I was in college was like, if you want to be successful, you know, find someone that kind of replicates what you want to do and literally just do exactly what they do. So, you know, whether that's working out more, but mainly, bro, just priorities. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're doing the right thing. So, like you said, there's some people who started way earlier. Well, that gap is different. So now you think you're going to catch up to that person by working out 1 time a day? It's never gonna happen.
No,
That dude is so far ahead of you because he started earlier. So it's just like, when you put like, that's how I felt. Like I started football late in life. Like I was a raw athlete, so I made up for a lot, but skills pay the bills, bro. So, being able to master my craft. You have to be a master of your craft, and that takes, what does it say, 10,000 hours before you master something?
Yeah.
Like you gotta get your 10,000 hours in. So that's the best advice I can really give.
And Cam, I want to tell you something. So, what year did you go to Penn State?
What, 2015?
2015 to
2018?
2018. So, for the listeners, and you might not know this. So, Penn State, between that time that he went to college, was, imagine Real Madrid in 2011, 12, 13 at the prime and the peak. He went to Penn State, you would say the best years ever.
Yes.
Ranked top 5, top 3 in the country.
So you want me to give you like kind of like the background?
Before we get to that, I want to talk about your recruiting process.
Yeah.
That I'm very curious about. Like,
I'm being
how did you end up at Penn State? Because like I know, like after your senior year of high school, you were like, okay, I knew you had offers on the table because you were probably a raw athlete and ended up at Penn State. That's a really good school, so I know you had other options. So what made you pick Penn State?
My recruiting story is kind of different. So the coach that was recruiting me was from my area. He was with that staff at another school before they got to Penn State. So Vanderbilt was recruiting me at first, right? So it's my junior year in high school. That coaching staff in Vanderbilt goes to Penn State. They invite me up for a junior day. So it's my junior year in high school. So I just finished my junior season of football. So February? Go up to Penn State, me and my dad, and I had good film that year. I took my SATs. I was already eligible to receive a scholarship, and bro, these dudes offered me the first time I ever came up there, and it was crazy. It was like one of the most surreal moments of my life. Super blessed, and I committed that day. So my junior year, that February,
First college.
yeah, committed on spot.
Talking about the stars lining up.
Yeah, because I already knew I didn't want to go far. I didn't want to go far. It's Penn State, and at the time, Penn State isn't. When I got there, it wasn't the cool thing to go to Penn State because Penn State was coming off of sanctions, and their program went through a lot. So what they are now, my class when we first got there, is two different type of scenarios. So, but yeah, bro, that's kind of how my recruiting process went. And then honestly, bro, I kind of told every other school
I'm good.
Yeah. So I know Michigan State offered me after that, a couple other schools, but I was going to Penn State. I was kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
We're at Penn State now. Give me the background.
The whole.
You
want the real?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you the real.
Yeah, give me the real spill, the beans, the sauce, everything.
I got from my perspective, I saw I saw every aspect of college football through my lens, from my experience. My experience was not how I wanted it to go. Blessed for how it went, right? It's my life. I'm super blessed. But how I wanted my career to go wasn't how it went, right? So, whether that's my coach that recruited me to go there, leaving my year after my redshirt year, right? So people don't even know how much that entails in terms of they commit to schools, but you commit to the coach that recruited you, right? So
there's a connection between you and the coach, 100%.
So my coach left after my redshirt year, so it's damn. Now I got another coach. He didn't recruit me. In retrospect, he don't give a fuck. He's trying to recruit his kids so they can play or bring in kids. He has to care about me because I'm in his room, but it's different. He didn't recruit me. Then I moved positions. Now I got another coach, a new position. So now I'm competing with these dudes.
What did you start out first playing?
I played safety.
And then you switched to
linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I make that switch to another position. So now I got a new coach. I'm competing with the top guys in the country that are coming in that play linebacker their whole life. And I got to fight for a spot with people that have been playing this their whole life. And I've never played. I'm learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? So my career really didn't pan out the way I wanted to pan out at Penn State. Super blessed, bro. I played in front of 110,000 people, played in big games, Rose Bowl, Big Ten championship. But to be honest with you, that shit really ain't. I ain't really feel like I could really be damn, I won that because I didn't play. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
I'm just being a straight shooter. Like, I ain't play. Like, fuck being on the sidelines and, oh yeah, we won. Yeah, but I ain't feel like I contributed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The way I wanted to contribute. So, I kind of always felt being a competitor, I felt the way. I'm not mad at anybody. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, from that sense. And then I ended up transferring to UMass my senior year. I grad transfer. So I graduated in 3.5 years. And I have 1 year eligibility left. And be honest with you, like,
Was it just because you were like super book smart, or like
no, fuck. I mean, I'm smart, but I mean, we're up there all summer, so it's like you taking up credits throughout the summer and all the year. You're gonna graduate early unless you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. So then I transferred to UMass. We did not have a good year, but honestly, bro, if I'm just being complete, I needed some film. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I went to a school with a coach that I trusted. And also I was the first year of the transfer portal. Like when I left 2019, like I was that first year. That shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was when I got to college as well.
Yeah, that transfer,
2018, 2019.
that shit was
my
crazy.
first season, yeah.
But like overall college experience, bro, I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah.
Like Penn State changed my life. You know what I'm saying? My friends, you know what I'm saying? Experiences, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I played in 110,000 people. Like some people will never, regardless of how it went for me in my career, whether I didn't fuck the way my career went, like I could still take a lot of good from a situation that I really didn't feel like I got the most out of, but that's just me being a competitor and me not having my way. Does that make sense?
No, I get that 100%. So my sophomore year here, right? We made it to the finals and we got to penalties. And we lost in penalties, but even if we won, I wouldn't have felt like I won because I didn't play.
You didn't play.
I didn't play a single minute.
And it's like
it felt so weird, I'm of course I'm happy for the team, but it was like you were saying, you didn't contribute. So what's there to celebrate?
And at the end of the day, like, bro, even football, like they blame the quarterback, but there's 10 other guys out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a team effort. But at the end of the day, bro, in high-level sports, high-level athletics, period, you want yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to succeed because at the end of the day, what's your end goal?
Yeah.
It's to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
So team goals, I remember it for the rest of my life, great memories. But like you go to Penn State to go to the NFL. Yeah. You go to Ohio State. You go to those places because you want to play at the highest level. You want to win. Don't get me wrong. Winning is everything.
Mm-hmm. But I'm here to get to the next level.
You're also here to get to the next level. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, like, you're there to get to the next level.
Let me ask you, your time at Penn State, were they also known for their wrestling?
Yeah, so they also have the best wrestling team.
Yeah.
Bo Nichols out of there.
Yeah, so he in the UFC doing his thing.
Yeah,
like, Bo was there when I was there. Like,
yeah.
Them dudes are dogs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah.
I mean, that's really the only thing Penn State got going for them is like the wrestling. Because, like, we argue all the time. I'm a UConn, you know what I'm saying? Like, UConn, I always say, like, we win championships.
Yeah.
Right? Penn State is a big name in football, but they don't win championships. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the only thing that's relevant is wrestling. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what we're comparing. It depends.
I'll best with you.
Because if it's basketball, all right, bro, you got it. Like they won the chip.
Yeah.
Twice.
Best. Wait. You're saying
UConn won the chip twice in a row.
Oh yeah. Best school in the nation. Yeah. Okay,
and what?
Okay. In anything though.
I'm so mad the girls couldn't do it at the same time.
It's whatever.
Wait, who's the best in the nation?
UConn, the school UConn. Two chips back.
Is the best at what? Basketball?
Just basketball. Like
no, you said everything.
Everything though.
No,
basketball,
it's not everything.
Like
it's basketball.
Football, we're getting there.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Can we argue all the time? Because he's from Connecticut, and it gets me upset because it's like, bro,
he doesn't rep it.
Even though you went to Penn State, rep UConn basketball.
Look at him. Does he look like a husky, bro?
No, he does it. He does it.
I'm a realist. I shoot it straight. They're good at basketball. Mm-hmm. I'm UConn. I love UConn. 860, like, bro, I'm from here. Yeah. I'm always gonna support UConn, but I ain't gonna sit there and be like they the best at every sport.
Yeah.
They're good at one thing.
Field hockey.
That's the most known. I'm not saying they're known. Like when you think of UConn, when someone's from UConn, that's that basketball. They don't think, damn, they're good at this.
You're right.
They're good at that.
You're right. I'm trolling you. You're right.
Thank
you.
You're right. When you say Penn State, it's like, damn, football's nice, wrestling's nice. Come on, bro. Come on.
Can we talk about, you were saying at Penn State, can we talk about some of your experiences? So you gave me the real, right? What are like the crazy, what is your best moments at
story.
at
That's
Penn
what
State? You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
want to hear like
you still went to school there. Like if you go.
that day that was like, oh my God, like I'm at Penn State.
Depends on what you talking about.
In football and then outside of football. Give me something like, you know what I'm saying? Because you still got to experience some cool things, right? Going to the Rose Bowl, all these different things. What are the highlights of being there? When you have your child, what are you going to talk about when you know, in terms of Penn State football?
From my perspective, like some of the coolest moments.
Yep.
Honestly, bro, just the experience alone of going to the Rose Bowl, because I watched the Rose Bowl my whole life.
Yeah.
Like that's the granddaddy of them all.
Yep.
Like we didn't win that game, but that game still went down as one of the best Rose Bowl games played in college football history.
Yeah.
Like, that game was electric. So from that experience, like, bro,
Cam, he got to watch the Messi of football every day. Saquon Barkley. So
Yeah, for sure.
in relation,
Wait, that's where he went.
he went to Penn State.
Went to
Yeah,
Penn
yeah.
State too.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
I
every
don't-
Penn
game,
State too, yeah.
all the breaking records, all
Yeah.
that, 5 touchdowns, 300 yards. He sidelined the experience.
But it's like when you in it,
Yeah.
and you see it every day,
yeah,
it's so
normal.
normalized
Yeah.
to you. You know it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
But it's like, nigga, that's just sad.
That's him.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
until you take a step back and be like, yo, he's doing some really crazy shit.
Yep.
I mean, like the craziest thing I probably ever seen, like from a football, like when he played Iowa.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of individual games, like, you know, when he played Iowa, that's the crazy, that's
it
the,
looked like a video game. He was just cooking
Running
them
through
people.
I've never seen another running back. People say Reggie Bush highlights. People say this. I've never seen another running back do that on a field.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of highlights in my life.
Yep. And against a defense, Iowa is almost like what soccer team? Bayern Munich plays really good defense, you
Yeah.
would say, right?
Yeah.
So imagine somebody having a hat trick against Bayern Munich. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It was like, this
Yeah.
never happened.
Can't stop 'em.
You
That was
know?
crazy, bro.
Iowa's used to the most you're going to score on them is 9 points type situation.
Yeah.
Not, like,
Is he like one of the most decorated running backs for college?
He has a decorated great three-year career.
I think what stops him from being decorated is the team success of not winning the national championship. Because when you think of
Yeah.
the best players,
Yeah.
their team won the national.
So,
So,
like,
Penn State won.
I guess I'm asking in terms of stats.
It's like stats, yeah. Like my junior year, but that's just political. You know what I'm saying? Like the Heisman goes to the best person on the best team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were at one point number 2 in the nation my junior, so his junior year, and he was balling. But then we lost Ohio State. We're up like 15 or 20 going in the fourth. JT Barrett comes. Shit was crazy.
Yep.
I remember, but honestly, you talking about moments like I said, I ain't fucking play, but I'm fucking watching this shit. Like we played Ohio State. State takes the opening kickoff back. Like damn, bro, we go up. We busting their ass, bro. Like we're playing good. That fourth quarter comes. We're up going to the fourth. I remember they had Cardell Jones, pretty sure. And then JT Barrett comes in there, bro, and just wows everyone. Takes them back on like a comeback win. They beat us. They rushed the field. And that shit was crazy. And then the next week we lost. And then we were kind of out of like the national championship race. But the craziest moment, going back to your question, honestly, bro, when we beat Ohio State 2016, we were not ranked. They were like the number 2 team in the country.
Said the Grant year.
Yeah. So we were not ranked. We weren't expected to beat them, but we had a lot of great players, bro. Like everyone on that roster played in the league. Most of them that, you know what I'm saying, 1 and 2 deep played in the league. Probably one of the biggest plays of Penn State history. Marcus Allen blocks a field goal. My boy Grant Haley scoops it up, scores 6. Like the momentum is crazy. We end up being the number 2 team in the country, and then that kind of propelled us on this run of like, yo, like Penn State is relevant again in college football.
That's pretty dope.
Like that shit was kind of crazy just to be a part of that. And
Was that at Penn State?
at Penn State?
Whiteout too?
Yeah, whiteout. People rushed to storm the field. Like that shit was crazy,
A
bro.
White House where everybody, like 100,000 people wearing all white.
Yeah.
The love football gets in this country
Yeah.
in comparison to soccer is so annoying to me because
Yeah.
like I don't think any soccer game or any college soccer game could even amount to like a high whatever the championship for like college football.
Yeah, but
It just
you take your ass to a Real Madrid game.
Oh no, that's truly
them dudes is out
overseas
there.
is different, baby.
They bro, they
Overseas
care.
is different.
They care a lot,
Yep.
and they're passionate. But it's the same way for any fan base like that has a big school like that, where they know everything about you.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're they take that football shit serious. Like it's life and death to them.
Yeah.
So I love it, bro. Being a part of like a fan base like that and culture like that is actually cool.
Did you receive special treatments?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not like the movies. Would you say?
It's not like back then.
Define special treatment. Like, yeah, you're an athlete, so like we got special treatment because we were athletes. So, bro, honestly, I never ate with the regular population, like the other students.
Yeah,
I only ate with football people. Like all I saw every day when I went to class was everyone else, and then I'd be with football people all day. Yeah. So when I got to UMass and I was eating
the regular diner hall,
I was like, oh shit, that shit different.
Yeah.
So it was cool though. But we're not better than anyone else. But when it's like that, yes, you are privileged in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like
now they get Teslas. Is it at Penn State giving out Teslas?
Bro, NIL.
NIL students. So like that's what he was talking about. Students now, when you go to football school at University of Florida, I saw the whole parking lot. They'll give you a Hellcat. So you're coming to the school.
Wait, this is just for you.
This is your Hellcat for the next 4 years while you're here, brother.
No way.
What color you want?
Okay, wait. Maybe I didn't really read into the NIL. I thought that the NIL came because people or like athletes who were super duper good in high school that could bring eyes, that they're able to get sponsorships and get paid.
And this is your sponsorship, though.
So, but the school is sponsoring them.
No. So let's say
these other people.
Auto body. I own Napoli Nissan. Mm-hmm. I went to UConn. I own Napoli Nissan. So what I'm going to do for you, UConn, is whenever you got students in that you like or football players, I'm going to give each of them a Nissan Rogue. That's how I get you to get to the school.
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, what is that term? There's a term that they used to use to describe that before, when people used to, is it bribe?
Yeah, it's bribing.
Yeah, it's just pretty much legal bribes.
But now it's legal bribing.
That's crazy,
yeah, it's legal bribing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy.
But that's the way the game is going.
Yeah.
So now it's like, bro, like, honestly, if you got the most money, you're going to get the best players.
And it was like that before, but now it's out in the open.
Now it's out in the
so
open.
now you can really
just flaunt out.
One of the players, he running back for Atlanta Falcons. What's his name?
Dude from Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Bijan Robinson. When he was at University of Texas, his sponsorship was with Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So like, players will get Rolls Royces. You go to USC, they'll get you a nice Skyrise, whatever car you want. You want a G-Wagon?
I played the wrong sport,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? You want a G-Wagon? That's what you get. So that's really what the difference, I would say, is in college football from when you went to now. Because imagine what you would get and all your friends would get at Penn State.
Landscape of college athletics has completely shifted.
Yeah.
So the players have the power in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like...
I mean, you are bringing in the fans, and they are coming to watch you perform.
It's rightly so, because... You mean to tell me if Reggie Bush couldn't make money back then, selling all them fucking number 5 jerseys, he shouldn't get a little something?
Yeah.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? But all these other people, the TV people, the school, the football program, they get to eat off.
Everyone
the coach
else eating.
Gets a house, a car.
The families broke. They go back home.
But then those
mom's not sleeping right.
Those are the same people that be like, shut up, you go to school for free.
Yeah.
But then again, the normal student couldn't do what I do.
Yeah.
You're not waking up at 4 a.m., pulling a fucking tire, pushing sleds, and then going to Stat 200 class at 8 a.m. You're not doing that. And then got to pass on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you should get a little money for what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're bringing exposure to the school. You know, not everyone, you can't pay everyone, but the players who deserve it.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's move on to your life after college. What did you decide to do with that?
My life after college, honestly, kind of, it's been like a mix of like up and down, kind of. So
peaks and valleys.
Yeah, very much peaks and valleys.
I think that's something that we all go through.
Yeah.
Even kids who are in college, like there's a lot of peaks and valleys for sure.
I after my year at UMass, I trained to go into the pros. I came out the year COVID happened. So every school, every Division I school, most of them, they have a pro day. So you show up, you test in front of scouts. It's a way for you to get yourself in front of NFL people to get picked up, get drafted, right? Depending if they know you already or not, right? So, you know, heading into my pro day, it was in March, COVID happens, no pro day, right? That draft comes, I don't get picked up. Devastated, you know, because I worked hard and that's what I wanted. So I remember I was like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with my dad. I was just kind of just like over football. And he was like, work at it, come back again next year, do pro day again. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to do that. So for every day, for a year straight, you can ask anyone who was around me. For a year straight, I worked out every day, like twice a day for a year. So then next March came, had pro day, got picked up by Pittsburgh Steelers like probably 2 days after my pro day. And that was probably one of the biggest, if not one of the, fulfilling moments in my life, like getting that phone call for sure. And then, yeah, that then went into Pittsburgh. Went to Pittsburgh, was there from that March till June, like mid-June. So what happened was, I mean, you probably don't know, but it's not like a crazy thing, but I was playing football, was with the Steelers. But so I put it like this, for anyone that's going through something or anything, right? When you think you get to a certain point that you'll be happy and you realize like, damn, when I get this, I'll be happy, right? That's kind of like what happened to me. So, for a long time I was like, I'm not happy, but when I make it to league, I'm gonna be happy, right? And it was a complete opposite, right? So when I was out there living my dream, fulfilling my dream, right, I was kind of mentally at my lowest, right? So I couldn't see outside of that, right? Being out there, but I'm living my dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is something I dreamed about since I started playing football. Like, I want to play at the highest level. And it wasn't fulfilling me, bro. Like, my soul wasn't prospering the way I thought it would be. So I kind of like stepped away. I kind of just stepped away from football, bro. I decided to walk away and hang out my cleats because I didn't want to keep putting myself in. I didn't want to keep doing something that I knew wasn't fulfilling me. I feel like at that time, bro, to be honest with you, I was kind of burnt out mentally from playing football. I'm mentally, emotionally, just like, I'm the type of career where your emotions got to be in check because you could get cut one day. Like, I ain't had the career or college career where like you're the guy.
Yeah.
And like, there's a pressure of performing, but like my career didn't go like that.
We have that security.
Yeah,
like
you have that security. Yeah. Like football, my career wasn't like that. So, I felt like I did everything I wanted to do up until that point, football wise. Anything else I would have done after that would just been icing on the cake, just a blessing. But I still did something. I accomplished something I wanted to do. And I decided just to, kind of just walk away and do some other things I wanted to do. You know what I mean?
That brings us to my next question, right?
Yeah.
Your dream ever since you were young or ever since you started playing football was not what you imagined it to be. So now that you did check that box out of the way, how did you go about finding other things that makes your soul feel alive or makes you feel accomplished?
Trial and error. Because it's just like anything else. When you do something or you're somebody for so long, you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of, okay, so I could kind of relate to that a little bit. Did you feel any pressures from the people around you that kind of knew you as that guy, even though like you yourself realized that wasn't fulfilling to me? Because
absolutely,
I'll say in my experience, right? I had dropped out of college in 2020, like year of COVID, right? I got a super bad injury, and honestly, like I didn't want to play soccer anymore, and I kind of felt all my friends, everybody knew me because like, oh, like that's his goal. He wants to go pro. Like that's literally all he does is soccer. And I kind of felt like they kind of judged me a little bit, or maybe I was putting it in my head that the people around me that knew me as just a soccer guy kind of like didn't really agree with my decision. But then like the thing that I'm doing now is bringing me so much, maybe not the same joy as soccer, but even more. So yeah.
Honestly, bro, to answer your question, I would just say this. I think for anyone or everyone, like, you gotta live in your truth, right? And you know that, and like I said, I've only been identified a certain way for a very large portion of my life. So like being an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm human. We're all human. So when you step away from that light, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, privileges and like certain things in life, and like, if you mentioned my name, it was most of the time I was an athlete,
yeah,
right? So now when you step away from that and the light's not on you anymore, it's like, you kind of just got to sit with yourself and realize who you are as a person and what you want for yourself, right? Because even when I didn't want to play ball, like, I always knew other people around me wanted that for me, but you got to want it for yourself as well. And, you know, you got to live in your truth, bro. If it's not in your soul, if it's not making you fulfilled, then you need to do something about that. That's on you to fix that, you know, because at the end of the day, people can have opinions. People can want to do this. They got to go back and live their life.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they got to do. So you need to do what you need to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of something I've learned, just living my truth and just doing what I want to do. Not what other people want me to do or think I should be doing, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just an opinion.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's got to live with everything that you do. So just, that was hard. I'm still going through it right now. Just trying to find out who you are, things that you love to do. And like I said, it's a trial and error thing. You don't know till you try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So honestly, it's like an artist painting on a canvas, bro. You could do anything.
This is your I say this all the time. One of the best quotes, well, one of my favorite quotes from J. Cole is like, "This is life is your canvas.
Yes.
Paint it how you want."
You could do anything, bro.
Caleb, this question is for you, right?
What's up?
All right. So for anybody out there who thinks I look like a football player, it's because of him. I grew up doing a whole bunch of workouts that had nothing to do with soccer. I used to hang around with him all the time. Right. This has been my best friend. This has been my first friend ever, and I'm so glad that we're still so tight. But yeah, knowing you your whole life, like you did football until high school, right?
Senior
Year of high school. Like, how was that for you stepping out? Because football's not like a sport that you could just go play pickup. Like,
I had a cheat code though, because I graduated high school and I went to UConn. My first day on campus, I met with the UConn football coach, and I asked him instantly, "Is there any jobs at your football facility?" Because my brain was still on football. And I told myself I was done playing. Like, I didn't want to fall in the cycle of choosing a lesser education for the sport. I saw so many friends graduate high school and go D3 to some bum school just because of that sport. But I understood, all right, I'm not going to the league. So I need to make the decision to go to a higher education, but I can still get the perks of loving the sport. So I was at the football facility Monday through Sunday. Like, I would study for my exams at the football facility. I was eating food freshman year till I graduated college in the football facility. I worked out in the football facility. I hung out with the football players.
yeah.
So my identity was still a football player. I just didn't have to
Physically get
get
beat up.
busted in my head. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I really stopped playing football, because I got 2 concussions, and it was like,
He was getting fucked
Wait,
up.
was that? Did you get?
Yeah,
okay,
I
He's getting fucked up.
I think you got one sophomore
I got
year.
a concussion. No, I got a concussion sophomore year, then I got a concussion junior year, and then senior year was like,
You were just getting clapped.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that, right? He was saying I was getting clapped, but listen, sophomore year concussed, junior, sophomore year concussed, junior year concussed, senior year was like, I would say my breakout year in the sense of every year I played football. When I was a sophomore, there was a senior running back. Junior, there was 2 senior running backs. Senior year, now it's my time.
Yeah.
So like, I still have the newspaper written up, everything. So like, my first 5 games, I've had 900 rushing yards in 5 games. And then I blew up my ankle. So Travis Jones, who's on UConn, now he's on the Ravens.
Yeah.
In high school, Travis was like 330 pounds, and I'm 5'5", 170. Messed up my ankle. So then it was just like, bro, this is not for you. Clearly,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit's a brutal game.
yeah.
It's
So
a
that's how I was
brutal
able
game.
to transition into, you know, away from the game, but I still haven't left, in the sense of I was filming. That's how I got into cameras, because I was working with the football players, and I was just like, you know, I'm more than just a recruiter. Let me start filming things. And then my passion came from filming football players.
Yeah.
And I'm still in that cycle now of like trying to find my journey. Like, I probably call Jarvis every day, probably every single day. And it's just like, bro, what is that next step in life? And like, you just have to, like you said, it's a canvas. Like, there's no
way to do
rules
it, yeah.
to it. You just gotta flow. The
Don't
main important
limit
thing,
yourself for
yeah,
sure.
don't limit, but just don't stop.
Yeah.
People lose in life when they stop. When you just give up, and it's just like, you know, this isn't for me, and I'm just gonna lay in bed and give up. Once you do that, it's over. But as long as the momentum's still going, you're gonna land somewhere.
It's factual.
You know?
It's factual.
For the people out there, I do want to say this. So, if you don't know my story, I came from Haiti in 2010, and that was in 4th grade. I spoke no English whatsoever. I met this man who spoke No, a little bit of Creole because that was
Yeah.
the language I spoke,
Yep.
and that's how we
You know
became
Creole?
friends.
I'm Haitian.
He's
bro.
Haitian.
Say
I'm just
something.
Yeah.
I'm just Americanized. Like
Say something.
Como y la. That's
No, it's
Yeah,
not
you
bad.
ain't saying.
Not bad. It's not
you know what I'm
bad.
saying?
I can say something.
But
I
no,
don't know
so
shit.
like my mom is 2 siblings out of 6 siblings that were born here. The rest were born in Haiti. My dad was born in Haiti, came here. My grandparents that I grew up with, everybody spoke Creole. So I came into class one day and he came like in the beginning of 4th grade, but in like the middle.
The middle, yeah,
You know
it
what I'm
was
saying? So
weird.
one day this Haitian kid came in and I'm like, who is this? And my teacher knew that I was Haitian and she was just like, I need you to, take Camrock around. And I'm like,
He didn't even speak, bro.
all right, but I can understand what he was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I could so it was easy to maneuver around, and that's how we became friends. And when I tell you he spoke no English, by the time it was like he was there for
The
2
first
months,
year, yeah, or,
2-3 months.
he was already speaking English.
Yeah, because we would talk on the phone,
I got
like-
kicked out of like the ESL program, which is like the English student
Second language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You were
second
speaking
language.
too good.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
don't need it."
Oh, like, you're
and
good.
I would speak to him every single day.
my character, the way I think, the way I carry myself, is all the tribute to this man right here. Like he's like seriously my best friend. He's taught me so much in life, and whenever I'm in a bad place or whenever I feel like I'm stuck mentally, I always give him a call because that's been my guy since day one, bro.
That's good. That's good shit.
I agree with that, but that's also the same thing. Like I would say when I was at my lowest point in life, and that's what having friends in like a relationship is, and that's like this whole podcast, this episode is more so like, Jarvis, I call you one of my closest friends, you're like my brother, and it's like just conversating with people you learn. And when you're at your lowest point in life, you need those people to talk to. When I came back from Chicago, like I was in Chicago for 4 months and I came back, my fiance's pregnant, I'm thinking life is over for me.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I'm saying?
how I feel.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
remember that phone
I'm thinking
call,
life
bro.
is over for me, but I would call him and he would instill in me what I would instill to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, like, what would Jesus
What
do?
would-
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, it's almost like that. Like, what would you do? Like, you know the answers. And my thing for me is just always moving in life. You just always got to keep moving. That's how I met Jarvis.
Yeah.
I was literally in that time period of, all right, I'm back from Chicago. I'm not doing much.
That
but
actually is crazy.
I got to keep
Yeah.
moving. I met Jarvis at it was Saquon Barkley's camp. And
Yeah,
I-
wait. So how did you even get invited to that?
it
Camp?
was a coincidence. Always moving. Anytime I meet people, I always want to meet people and I always want to build relationships.
Yeah.
So the person that was also co-running the camp, I shot a video for him a year prior to. And it was just one summer day. He called me. He was like, yo, can you come and shoot at a camp? It was a Saquon Barkley camp. And
Did
I'm
you know
like,
that it was Saquon Barkley?
no. Not until I said yes. Until like later that day, he gave me the rundown. But I was like, all right, I'll pull up. So I go to the camp and I'm just filming. And I see Saquon for the first time. And if people don't know, like when I was in high school watching football, that was 2015 to 2018. That's when I was in high school. So it would go from football games on Friday night, and then Saturday I'm watching Penn State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just seeing him there was just like, all right, this is cool. So I made a video, and Jarvis was there. I had no clue who the hell Jarvis was. It was just a big black dude who looked like he's in the league. I had no clue who he was. And I just said what's up to him. I probably took a couple flicks of him because he was at the event, and then coincidentally, that's why I think it's important to say hello to people. Say hello. Like I'm not too big for you, and I hate when people act too big for me. We're all humans. I said what's up to him, and then coincidentally, he hit me up the following day. It's like, yo, your video's fire. We didn't talk for
Yeah, I did. I was like, yeah,
your
shit's
video's
fire.
fire.
I was
So
like,
this is in July. We didn't talk for 2 months, and then in August, I was with Lauren, and we were walking in Yukon at a Yukon football game, and Jarvis is walking by with these crazy bright pants. Big black dude in bright
I
pants.
had some bright pants on.
Yes,
You know
but-
I'm
but-
styling.
but
I'm gonna throw that shit
bright
on.
pants. So Jarvis is just like, I'm just like, yo, what's up, Jarvis? And he was like, what's up? And then that following day, Jarvis gave me a phone call and was like, yo, like, we're doing a pod. Like, you want to pull up? And remember, I have no job at this point.
Yeah.
So that's why when you have no job, wherever you are in life, just do things because it'll land you something. So I have no job. He's like, yo, I'm going to go film so-and-so. Miles
Miles,
Sanders,
yeah.
of NFL running back in Pennsylvania. I'm like, I'm there. I went, I brought my camera. I'm just filming stuff.
So Jarvis, did you ask him just like to actually come and film, or did you ask him to just?
He already had
oversee it?
somebody.
Yeah,
so
that's
I-
where I'm. That's where
So
I.
what happened was like someone was already producing the podcast, but what happened was like I said, I saw his work and he had dropped like this highlight video of the camp that he was shooting for. And I was like, that shit's fire. And then when I see him at the UConn game, I'm like, oh shit. I remembered him. We were just rapping. He was like, at this point the pod has been out, and he's like, I fuck with your podcast. Boom, boom, boom. I said, yeah, bro, honestly, if you want to shoot some behind the scenes shit, I'll let you know when the next one is. Probably like a week later, I'm like, hey bro, pull up. We want to go shoot Miles Sanders. And he was in Connecticut, picked him up, went and shot it, and then like, yeah.
That's his history.
And then that's what it was. But my favorite journey of shooting the pods, if people don't know, like, he was a host on Second Wind podcast. I was producing it for about a year, and like we traveled to Los Angeles, Arizona. We just had moments of just going places.
Name
and
some of the guests. Some of the guests were crazy,
we had
bro.
Joy Taylor, Shakur Stevenson, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Did you do
Davies.
Odell?
No, we didn't do
Odell?
No, we didn't do Odell. There's so many.
Robbie Burger.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
Evan
like,
Ingram, you know what I'm saying?
But a bunch of different people. But my favorite part about it was, so that landed me a job, you know? And the coolest part about all of it was, my favorite part was the car rides with Jarvis to the airport. Because it was like, we're on a grind. 3 a.m., we're driving to the airport. My daughter was born. I flew back from Pittsburgh, drove to Albany. Like, we were just hustling.
Yeah,
but
we
it
were
was
just,
those car
fun,
rides
though.
were amazing because we just talked for 3-4 hours of the car ride and just talked about life. And then those things literally instill greatness into you without you even noticing. You know, it's like that grind. So it's like, that's why I always tell people, it's not about where you are in life. It's how your mindset is and who you're around. That's important. Because I could have been in the car with Jarvis, and let's say he was a wacko.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have learned nothing. You know, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So it's like, those car rides and those experiences that we had, life is peaks and valleys. Like,
Yes,
we
it
had
is.
those peaks. When we're at the high point, we would always say, never get too high.
Yeah.
Because we always know.
That
You're
low
gonna
can
get
come.
low.
That low
The
is, you know,
lows-
Low can come.
For me, it's not like it can come. It will come.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
it's just in many different variations, but life is just a wave, brother.
And honestly, that's the space I'm in now. Kind of like I've been in. Just there's always gonna be highs. There's always gonna be lows. Like, I'm just trying to be in the middle, bro. Just always be even kill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know, if you stay up here, you know there's a I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but you know there's gonna be a low. You know what I'm saying? And when you're down here, you know you're gonna hit a high eventually. So it's like, bro, if I can just radiate that middle ground and just be at peace, bro. Everywhere I'm doing, everything I'm doing, whoever I'm with, just being around positive people. It's kind of just like the space I'm in. Because I was one of those people where I'm gonna ride that high.
Yep.
And when that low hits, you don't want to be super low. So I just kind of trying to stay in the middle.
Yeah, same here. I'll guess I could say that that's what I'm striving for as well. To stay level.
Stay level headed, bro.
The last segment I want to ask Jarvis is, like, I know now you are training. Is it MMA, kickboxing?
No. So I mean, I do those things, but like I'm still point fighting.
Oh, even currently?
Yeah.
How does that work? Because, like, me as an adult, I find it very hard to find karate schools around me.
Yeah, karate's
Because it's normally, like, for kids.
You got to go up northern
North.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like by Springfield, Massachusetts. Not to interrupt. In high
Yeah.
school, one of
True.
my best friends in high school, Bailey Murphy, he's a point fighter.
the best point fighter in the world
And
right now.
We need to get him on.
So listen to this though. Football. This is how I knew like fighting is a different breed, right? I played football. We had football practice from 3 to 5:30. This dude Bailey would go running back. He would beat everybody in the sprints, and then after that, so tired, busting his ass. After 5:30, his mom every single day, even when we had no practice, every single day after football practice, she would drive an hour up to Springfield by where he was at.
Yeah.
Train, and then come back home. Wake up to go to school at 6 o'clock in the morning next
And
day.
do it all
Every
over.
day. And it
This was at
in high school.
and
At Notre Dame. Yeah. Every single day. And this dude was the most athletic kid, like goofy, but you never knew that. I always used to think all the time, I want to be in a spot one day where somebody messes with me. Because I want to see Bailey roundhouse kick him in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he really,
like
he the
he's
best-
like that.
He the
Talk to me
best.
about point fighting, because like right now I know a lot about the jiu-jitsu, I know a lot about kickboxing, or I'm learning a lot about kickboxing and Muay Thai, but
Yeah.
in terms for karate, I don't really have a good knowledge background. Like when you're point fighting, how do you spar for that?
So how we spar, I would kind of have to show you a video how we spar, but like, you know, so it's just imagine this, you know, 2 points for a kick, 1 point for a punch, right? But just imagine trying to hit a moving target that never stops moving.
Yeah.
That's trying to hit you back.
That's trying to hit you back. So point fighters, I say this like because I think it's the truth. They're the best at covering the distance, right? When you're
so good.
When you're fighting,
so good.
You're fighting for what? Space.
Yeah.
Point fighters are the masters. We are the masters of manipulating that space.
Yep.
So, which is why, like, you follow UFC, like guys, like I said, Raymond Daniels can come from point fighting and come to full contact and do his thing.
No problem.
Because he's a master of it.
Michael Venom Page, another one.
MVP. So you
MVP,
gotta understand.
yep.
Like, ask Bailey, but Bailey knows. I've been watching those guys. I've seen them point fight since I was like here. Like Raymond Daniels is like the Michael Jordan.
He's an amazing. He
Like-
just fought in Karate Combat like last week,
Yeah,
right?
like-
I think he
got
lose,
robbed. He
right?
got robbed.
Is he black?
Yeah, light skin.
he
He
is.
showed me
He's
him.
light
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes out with
That dude who has
Sage Northcutt's
Kobe,
sister.
Kobe Northcutt.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they same thing. They were all on the same point fighting circuit. Those dudes are like those people are amazing.
Yeah.
But like Raymond, like that is the Michael Jordan. But those dudes can come from point fighting to those environments and be successful because of
Mastering the distance.
mastering the distance and mastering space. So it's like point fighting is hard, bro.
I mean, and safe. Point
Yeah.
fighting is hard and
safe.
safe. Well, not like too safe, but in terms of kickboxing or MMA,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you don't get.
I mean,
hit
I've seen people get
hard.
because it's not full. It's
Yeah.
full contact, but not full contact.
Which I think like last year or a couple years ago, did you remember seeing that? I'm pretty sure it was point fighting. It was a black athlete who hit his opponent too hard and he got disqualified.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Does that work in point fighting? Or you can hit somebody, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
It-
your ass get dropped. You get
Yeah.
dropped.
Okay,
But
so
not those. But there's other styles. There's other, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So doing other styles and learning other things, but point fighting and being a traditional karate guy, like it's. I tell anyone, go point fight like an elite point fighter. You won't score.
yeah.
You just won't. It's like a game of tag. It's like a game of professional tag, but you're getting kicked and punched at a very high and fast rate.
Yeah.
Like you got to defend and be offensive. It's like fencing.
It's literally fencing.
It's like
It's
fencing.
fencing
yeah.
with the body. Yeah.
It's like fencing with a body with my hands and my feet.
So like you said, you could block. So if I block, does that still count as a point for you,
No,
or does it
it's
have to land clean?
I mean, it's also, there's human discretion, so you have judges, so what they call could call some
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's-
But most of the time, the game of point fighting has professionally gotten better and better over time, so where judges wouldn't call something like that.
So if you do block, it does not count as a point.
No, you
for-
get blocked. No, you block.
Okay.
But you got to hit. You got to hit something. It has to be visible.
And you said 1 point for a punch.
Depending on what league or what tournament, but like growing up, it's usually 2 points for a kick, 1 point for a punch. Fight for 2 minutes, 10-point spread. So if I beat you by more than 10 in that 2 minutes, I win. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
So it goes pretty quick. Is it just one round, 1 2-minute round you guys compete for?
Depends. So you fight overseas in point fighting. So they look at point fighters how we look at like NBA guys or like NFL guys. Like if you're a great point fighter over there, they're gonna look at you on the street like, yeah, like because those dudes also are fighting for their countries.
Yeah.
It's like telling you, point fighting overseas is different than it is in the States.
I think combat sports in general overseas is just different, bro.
It's different.
Yeah.
The reason I was laughing is because I would watch highlights of Bailey in high school, even now, where you just said 2 points for a kick.
yeah.
I'd watch this dude kick somebody twice in one motion, like be up in the air, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
he'll hit dudes
floating,
with
like legit
He'll
floating.
hit dudes with like a 360.
I watched him do a kick the other day, and he was like, he literally did a fake kick and kicked somebody all in the air. I'm like, bro, he's like, yeah, I just learned that new move.
Yeah, I'm not
like,
gonna lie. We were sparring like last week. He hit me with some shit. I'm like, chill out. he missed it, but like it skinned me. I'm like, chill out.
Yeah, like
that's-
he's different. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You just never understand or
Yeah.
see that. Like, know that somebody off the side of the street can just mess you up.
like kick you in the face.
Yeah.
Like I said, like have you ever seen the movie Bloodsport?
Yeah, I have.
You remember in the movie where like the dude cranks out that stretching machine and his legs go like this all the way till it's like he's a full
Just
split.
yep.
Yeah, my dad was doing that to me when I was like 6 years old.
See, Dad, why did you not do that to me?
Yeah, my dad had me in there
bro?
crying. My legs,
You know, see, some might say
Yeah.
abuse, but
No.
you're saying thank you.
Yeah.
For
Right?
real. No, for real. It's crazy.
What a great way to end the podcast. Again, thank you so much, Jarvis,
Oh,
for
of
doing
course.
this.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate it so much with my co-host and my best friend Kaileb. I thank you guys for rocking with Cam, and see you next time.
No doubt.
Appreciate that.
No doubt.